Tonight at 10, we're live on the Thailand-Myanmar border as the number of people killed in Friday's devastating earthquake reaches more than 1,700. We'll have a special report from our BBC Burmese colleagues inside the country as the rescue operation continues. Also today, a series of powerful aftershocks brought panic in Mandalay, the city hit hardest by this disaster. And over 1,000 kilometres away in the Thai capital Bangkok, families are still waiting anxiously for news of relatives trapped in the ruins of a collapsed high-rise building. From the Thailand-Myanmar border, we're entering the fourth day since the devastating earthquake struck this region. The death toll has now risen to more than 1,700 people, and it's expected to climb even further because hundreds are still missing. Behind me you can see the town of Myanmar in Myanmar, and we've come here to Mae Sot. Because of the restrictions imposed on journalists by the military junta, this is as close as our team has currently been able to get to those affected areas. Friday's powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake near Mandalay has been felt right across this region. We'll bring you the latest on the rescue operations in Myanmar's second biggest city. We'll also be in the Thai capital, Bangkok, where more than 70 building workers are still trapped beneath the rubble of a skyscraper that was brought crashing down by the force of that earthquake. But we start tonight with a special report from our colleagues in the BBC Burmese service. They've travelled to Myanmar's capital, Naypyidaw, home to the military junta, to see the impact of the earthquake there. So Win Tan in London and Tin Nain Zaw and Piao Hing Jaw in Myanmar have the story.
This is Naypyidaw, Myanmar's capital. It's just a few hundred kilometers from the epicenter of where the deadly tremor struck. The smell of death hangs in the air around the damaged buildings. There are many bodies that still haven't been recovered from the rubble. Few people here are willing to speak to journalists due to the fear of reprisal from the Myanmar's military government. But one woman told us how her family has been coping since the earthquake struck.
At night we sleep in a wide open area, but we can't sleep well because there are aftershocks every 2 or 3 hours. We can't sleep or eat well. I'm just drinking water and feeling exhausted. We cannot expect to rebuild our lives to how they were under these circumstances. We may have to live in a slum. Nothing is left. Even now I can't afford to get food.
In these tents, about 50 medical staff are treating 200 patients. There is a 1,000-bed hospital nearby, but it's not safe to send people there. The entire emergency room has collapsed. My colleague Tin Nain Zaw visited a large residential complex that housed civil servants. The ground floor has completely sunk into the ground, he says. The first, second and third floors are badly damaged. There are a number of bodies still under the rubble and the smell is quite bad. So Win Tan, BBC News.
Friday's earthquake has also caused huge destruction in Myanmar's second largest city, Mandalay, and in the areas surrounding it. The search and rescue efforts are still going on, though they're being severely hampered by a string of powerful aftershocks. Nick Beak has the latest.
They are still taking in the horror, the death, all around. Ulay Tain Monastery in Mandalay has become a burial site. One of the monks shows a photo of where 180 students were sitting their exams when the earthquake hit. It's feared dozens of them died. Many young Burmese men and women joined Buddhist monasteries to bring good fortune. Nearby, San Nui A says she just wants to hear her brother's voice again. Power is down in many places. The military junta already restricted the internet, so working out the scale of this disaster is difficult. But we made contact with 30-year-old market seller May and her mum, who are both in Mandalay.
7.7 magnitude is the largest quake we've ever experienced in our whole lives. We just escaped death.
Their line then dropped. so we asked May to send a video.
We are in acute difficulty and still haven't got any aid. I am now outside of the city and staying under a hut. Most hotels and tall buildings are in ruins, and lots of people are under the rubble. The tremors never stop.
A 5.1 magnitude aftershock in Mandalay this afternoon. Many of the 1.5 million living here are sleeping out in the open, fearful of what more may come.
Hello. Hello.
A sign of life. Remarkable stories keep emerging.
Okay, water coming.
This man discovered in the capital Naypyidaw by local and Singaporean rescuers. After 40 hours trapped, freedom. But freedom is relative in military-ruled Myanmar. Although international aid is arriving, it's feared the generals will keep it all for only the areas under their control. Nick Beak, BBC News, Bangkok.
Well, that's the situation in Myanmar, and here in Thailand, the death toll is also still rising. The impact of the earthquake brought down a skyscraper that was under construction in Bangkok, which is more than 1,000 kilometres from the epicentre of the quake. More than 70 building workers are still trapped under the rubble there. These are live pictures of that construction site. You can see the rescue work still going on at what is just after 4 o'clock in the morning local time here in Thailand. Rescuers say they are still picking up some signs of life, but also that they're running out of time. Shaima Khalil has this report.
This tragedy is taking its toll. It's been an exhausting 3 days for the families here, watching, waiting for any information on their loved ones, hopeful but helpless. Pranit Rampui is a construction worker. 2 of her colleagues, a man and his nephew, are still missing under the rubble. They were one team, normally working on another site, but they split up the day of the earthquake, and both men came to work here.
How do you feel right now that you're waiting for the bodies of your colleagues to be pulled out?
My feeling is good on. I cannot explain, sorry.
It must be really hard.
We worked every day together, she tells me. We were like family. The pace of the operation has picked up, but the process is still agonizingly slow.
All through the evening, we've seen rescue workers being pulled up to the top of that mound of rubble, and they seem to be sifting through it by hand. The heavy machinery has also been going non-stop. The dust is so thick, you can smell it, you can almost taste it. There's still very large and very unstable pieces of debris, and that remains a challenge here.
The authorities have said that the search will continue until all those missing are accounted for. But the window for finding people alive here is quickly closing. Shaima Khalil, BBC News, Bangkok.
Well, let's join our correspondent Nick Beak, who's live in Bangkok tonight. Nick, you used to be based in Myanmar. What's your reading of the situation there tonight?
Yeah, Anna, I was based in Myanmar for 2 years, but am now finding, like other international journalists, I'm not welcome to go back and cover the events inside the country now. But spending time there, I did get a sense of how the Burmese military often operates in a parallel universe, often divorced from reality, and I think this earthquake has illustrated that once again. The junta seized power in Myanmar 4 years ago, and today they only control about half of the country. And so over the weekend, we were seeing the generals not dropping aid, but dropping bombs on rebel-held areas, including near to the epicenter. As we've been seeing, some international aid is getting in. It's coming in from China and Russia, notably, 2 countries that have really propped up the regime over the past few years. But 3 days on from this earthquake, we're not getting a clearer sense of just how many people may have died. Certainly, American scientists from the government said that in the aftermath, they thought that maybe more than 10,000 people could have lost their lives. The current Burmese estimate is much lower than that, and it's worth pointing out that in the past, the Burmese military really has massively underplayed the number of civilian casualties in big natural disasters. So it could be that we never find out just how many people have died. But what is clear, Anna, over in Myanmar tonight, many people are in need of aid.
Nick, thank you. So that is the picture then tonight here in Thailand and over the border in Myanmar, as well as the full scale and really devastating impact of this earthquake start to emerge. That is all from me.